We've given brief slots for an executive summary, a high-level view of channel strategy and development from the point of view of some power brands here. We'll be hearing from Lexmark, Lenovo, Fujitsu, and Cisco. The idea is we share a perspective from different corners of the hardware business. We look at networking, we look at PCs, we look at printing. This is an opportunity for them to share, again, their vision on opportunity, their vision on where things are going. I want to start with a leading voice in networking. Cisco has recently spent a lot to realign around architectures. So I think the presentation today is going to be what are the implications, what are the opportunities for distributors. So I want to welcome to the stage from Cisco, Dominique Van Am. Dominique, if you'll join us. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Ryan. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Dominique Van Am. I have the pleasure to run European distribution and reseller for Cisco, part of the worldwide partner organization. So I need to thank the DISTREE organization to give me the opportunity to present this morning, and also quite excited to share some of our views on the evolving role of distribution. So in the next 10 minutes or so, what I'd like to do is basically two things. Give you a bit of a sense of our strategy moving forward, and also just give you some highlights of where I believe the role of distribution is evolving to. So I call this services innovation because I fundamentally believe that the essence of our relationship between manufacturer and distributor is around the services and the support we provide to the resellers. And so it's all about services innovation. In Cisco, we believe that the 21st century ICT is all about doing both. It's doing two different things, sometimes very opposing forces that we have to manage, and to have to manage, in fact, to excellence. Both being agile and efficient. Agile in responding to the market demands and the market transitions, while being efficient in our back office and in our process and systems. But also at the same time respond to personalized requests and being able to respond to very individual demands from customers, while at the same time really playing on our strength, which is linked to the volume, but also to the volume model that we have, but also to the geographical reach and the breadth of the contact that our distribution can basically manage for us. In Cisco, we believe we have to do also two things, sometimes very much opposing, and be very excellent in both things. On one hand, the innovation, keeping a constant pace on innovation, both on the technology side, but also on the business model side, while at the same time looking at the productivity, the efficiency, in fact, all that's really linked to the business excellence and the operational excellence that we have to drive together. I'd like to give you a bit of context and a bit of example using the workspace. And probably a lot of the spaces and opportunity that we have here together, the workspace is definitely the one that have seen a lot of transition, a lot of evolutions in the recent times. So you could argue that both the employer and the employee are really requesting a much more mobile workspace. At the same time, the video is everywhere. The video are being used by companies to communicate, but also the employee are requesting video and video content to be able to work more efficiently. And likewise, we talked about consumerization. The employee wants to bring in on the workspace definitely the technologies and the tools that they use, in fact, at home. And likewise, the enterprise wants to use that because it's another way to be efficient as an organization. But think also on the way these applications are being delivered. The evolution of the data center to serve this very new way of having a workspace being evolving. All these workspaces are context for us, also to highlight, in this audience, our strategy. Our strategy is basically really one of evolving from products to systems, to solutions, and to architecture. Products are pretty straightforward, right? It is the constant evolutions of technologies, implementing new ideas and new protocols within some of the devices. Systems is, in fact, the space where all these technology and all these devices start to talk to each other. And they form one cohesive whole, if you want, one system where basically the added value that the system delivers for the network user is improved. Improved in terms of security, performance, reliability, etc. On top of that, you have the layer around solutions. And these can be vertical solutions in terms of market segment, healthcare, financial services, or much more horizontal solutions around technology axis, like mobility, for instance, or data center virtualization. But where we believe we broke new ground is around the architecture in the last 2 years. You have to think these architectures as basically a blueprint, some form of validated design, a form of roadmap, if you want, a template that will provide our customer with a roadmap to the future and allow them to give them a bit of a longer-term perspective through all the evolutions that the network and the business is going through. We believe that all these 4 items, product, systems, solutions, and architectures, this is the place where we put all our R&D dollars. The $5 billion plus of R&D goes into these 4 buckets. And this is also the space where we have realigned and reorganized our organization just to make sure we address the full spectrum here. This is very important for us because this is also leading and evolving to what we call platform leadership. And in our world, the platform leadership is around the networks. The network is the platform for us. So that feels, if you want, the whole continuum up to the platform leadership. These are the 3 technology architectures that we have at this stage in Cisco. First one is around data center and virtualization. Second one is probably where the general audience would know us, borderless networks, which is basically the network infrastructure, including mobility, security, routing, and switching. And the third space is around collaboration, including telephony, video, and so forth. But where we believe this is providing tremendous added value is that it allows our partners to have a clearer response, if you want, in terms of business benefits, also to the customer demand. And we all know that resellers are very different. They are very different because they have a very different business model. And they are focusing on some business models that are, somewhat, different in the sense. The first one is around products. They may have a product focus that is very linked to a specific technology group, or they have developed, in fact, a technology practice. They have developed a technology practice that spans probably multi-vendors and multiple solutions area. Or they may be all around network integrators or systems integrators. And maybe at the other end, they're also ISVs, where they address business transformation and business change, and where they really look at business solutions for specific customer set. I believe the role of distribution in there is to really, intertwine these 2 models together and providing some added value in the process, making sure that the whole of the capabilities of a distribution is leveraged in that process, and making sure that this mix and match between this product, system, solution, and architecture is also matching the business models of our resellers. That's what I call this services innovation, because the services being delivered to the resellers is evolving and has to be much more precise depending on the business models that we want to address. Likewise, we can't do this alone. We have to be very humble in this transformation. The whole name of the game will be around collaboration. And we believe there's going to be even more so an increasing demand for partner-to-partner collaboration. So not a single partner can provide whole of the picture, but probably fitting in a much more partner-to-partner collaboration, the whole of the offer will be delivered in the end. Again, around the services innovation. That was, in short, my presentation. Of course, I'm available. I will be hanging around here in the event. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Dominique, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan.
Our next presenter, you'll see from the schedule, there's been a slight change in the lineup. Hans Dieter, who was originally scheduled to join us here at DISTREE, there was a death in his family. So Pierre-Eric has gracefully agreed to step forward in short notice to give a voice to Fujitsu this morning. So our second presenter in the Power Hour, I want to welcome to the stage from Fujitsu, Pierre-Eric Neidstedt. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, hello everybody. It's really nice to be here at this nice event, and also really nice to be in Monaco. I normally stay and work in Sweden, and to describe Sweden in February, I would say it's dark and cold, cold and dark and cold again. So coming here is like kind of having summer for me. I would like to start by talking a bit about Fujitsu as a company. I guess most of you have your view on what Fujitsu is, but if you would talk to your neighbor, you know, what you hear might differ a bit from your own opinion. And I like to state just at least a couple of things. Fujitsu is a big, successful and profitable IT company. It's also a global company determined to grow, and especially grow the business outside Japan, where the market share is already high. It is also a company who sees partnerships and the channel as the main route for this growth. If we go back now almost 2 years, that was the time when Fujitsu Siemens was or became a fully integrated part of Fujitsu. It was quite interesting to see that it seemed like everyone in the world, or at least everyone in this business, had a view on what, you know, Fujitsu would do. Would they go into services? Would they mainly be a kind of value-oriented or value product company? And what we were saying that, you know, it's not either or. We are all these three parts. We are an excellent services company. We have a great value product proposition, and we're also into the volume part of the business. And to just describe this a bit, I want to show this slide behind me, showing that Fujitsu has 30 years of experience and development into the more volume side of the business with different mobile devices and so on. And we will continue to develop products and to grow this business moving forward. Even if the majority of our offering and our focus now is more towards the professional segment rather than the consumer segment of the market. Our strategy, or the core of our strategy, is what we call the dynamic infrastructures. I guess I won't have time to describe it in detail, but one very important thing is that the basis or the core of this core are the products. So you see at the bottom the products with the workplace systems, which is what we call then, or our thin clients, fat clients, mobile devices, etc. The servers, the storage, software, networking, and so on. On the layer above, it's solutions based on these products. And one step ahead, or above that as well, is the infrastructure as a service, the cloud. And you can also look this as a bit of different level of customer intimacy, right? You start at the bottom, there might be a bit less customer intimacy. You move up into solutions, there is a bit more. And when customers are prepared to put their IT infrastructure into your data centers, then the customer intimacy is really close. And we are working through this whole dynamic infrastructure strategy and set of products and services together with the channel. And why I know a lot of companies are kind of now looking into what kind of model to use for the cloud part of the business. We have actually in certain geographies already been selling this together with partners for more than a year now and doing it pretty successfully. If we stay in the product part of the business, this is how our business looked like if we look at the route to market. So approximately 80% of our product business in EMEA is going out through the channel. And the majority of this is going out through distribution. And if we look at the split of direct indirect, it's been pretty constant over the past years, and I kind of expect it to stay pretty constant. What is happening now is that we are doing more business via distribution. So the shift within the indirect part is moving more and more into distribution. Yeah, that was how the business composition is. Now a bit on how to develop the business. The channel strategy of Fujitsu. A channel strategy, of course, it consists of a lot of things. So it's programs, it's central programs, it's local programs, it's to work on channel breadth to acquire new resellers, it's on channel depth to create loyalty and make our resellers sell more. It's about communications, newsletters, workshops, roadshows, roundtables, either that we communicate directly to the reseller community or where we work with distribution in a combination of this. But the important thing is at the bottom layer on this slide as well. The select partner program. This is the umbrella that we're using for all these different activities, central activities and local activities. And it enables us to have continuity and also a good transparency between different geographies. On the Select Partner Program, it's mainly two things I would like to point out for those who haven't been informed or seen this already. It's a very straightforward program. It's mainly 3 levels with a number of specializations within them. And the whole certification path and how you grow into this program is mainly done via online trainings and online certifications, just to make sure that we can offer an efficient way to move into new solution areas and sell more, do more profitable business for us, for our resellers and distributors in a cost-effective way. I also want to take the opportunity to talk a bit about our products, of course. I would say that we most likely have the most extensive product portfolio in the market, or at least amongst the most extensive ones. If we start, well, from your right, what we call here workplace systems, we have our thin clients within the Futuro brand, the Zero Client brand. We have the desktop PCs, the Esprimo PCs. We have the powerful Celsius workstations. We have the Lightbook notebooks, and we have the stylistic pads. So we have a full array of, say, devices to access the information from the data center products that we're selling. If we move a bit to the next part of the slide, our server lineup, starting with the micro servers at maybe around 300 euros or something like that, towards the award-winning RX and TX rack-based and tower servers. And then also at the top, the blade offering. Here, we're mentioning the BX400, which is actually more or less a data center in the box, where we are combining the Primegy blades together with storage blades from Fujitsu, and then software from either NetApp or Microsoft to create this data center in the box. On the storage portfolio, we are covering the SAN part and the VTL part with our own brand, the Eternus brand, which is developing extremely well across all markets right now. And then also to cover the NAS piece of it, we have a very tight alliance with NetApp, where we are selling their products also together with our channel. And then at the very left for you, we have the Fujitsu Dynamic Cloud, which I explained earlier, which we're already selling and selling together with partners. The difference, I guess, between many other business models is that we are having a model where the partner signs the contract with the customer. We have then a contract with the partner for doing this service for him, which is a bit different from other companies where there might be also a bit of worries within the channel of having some cloud supplier contracting their customers. So, in this short time, I think I've covered a little bit of these different points. We have, within Fujitsu, spent a lot of time the last 2 years to kind of tick in these boxes. We believe we have been able to kind of complete the setup for doing this business. By saying that, I'm not saying that we are done. I promise you that we will never be done. We need to continuously develop everything we do, both from our side and also together with all our partners. But having this in place gives us the ability to accelerate. And that is kind of my message to you, that now it's the time for Fujitsu to accelerate, and we want to accelerate mainly together with all our channel partners. So, out of all I said, and all the different words that you see popping up on the slide behind me, there are mainly just 2 things that I would like you to take with you, remember, and kind of think of when you think of Fujitsu, and that is partnership and its growth. We are currently growing the channel business with our server products with approximately 40%. And also in the notebook area, if we just kind of look at the professional notebooks, that is also currently growing with kind of 30%. And as I said, now is the time to accelerate. Thank you.
Thank you for stepping in at the last minute.
Thanks.
Appreciate your lending a voice to Fujitsu here. Our next company has, in fact, been in front of me the whole time. Lenovo is our technology sponsor here at DISTREE and the provider of this beautiful red machine. Now, as part of the Power Hour, here to give you the executive briefing from Lenovo's perspective on channel strategy and development, I want to welcome to the stage Robert Pasquier. Robert? Welcome to you.
Thank you, Ryan. Good morning. I'm leading in Western Europe the channel. My name is Robert Pasquier, and I have 4 topics for you in then 10 minutes. First, to present you Lenovo as a company. The second point is to show you our performance and to show you what were the benefits of the channel in 2010, and then clearly for 2011 to show you our focus actions. Let's start with the company. The first time you heard about Lenovo probably was in 2005 when Lenovo acquired the personal computing division of IBM. I was part of the IBM computing division at that time. So they took over the employees, they took over the products, the brands, the ThinkPads, the ThinkCenter, etc. And so in 2005, when we were Lenovo, we continued our way of doing business. We had the customer relationship, we knew our products, and we continued the way. But what was important was behind the scenes really to define the strategy to accelerate the growth. And mainly in 2009, the big changes happened. You will see it in the other slides. I will show you the performance and also what we changed behind the scenes. To continue on the presentation of Lenovo, it's a company with 22,000 employees. Important is 1,700 people are working in the development area of our products. And you see on the last items, we are currently investing the highest amount into research and development compared to the total revenue. And this is for us very important that we are distinguish us by innovation, but also about quality to ensure that you have reliable products. I have 1 page about strategy, and on the upper right, this is the strategy, nothing more. It's not a folder with 30 pages, it is 1 slide. It's about protect and attack. And protect, it's about the installed base which we have. When we were IBM, we had a very, very high share on the enterprise customer. We were weak in the SMB environment, and consumer, we were not at all there. So this base is extremely important that we protect it. and that we continue to grow. Then the second point is on the protect side is 50% of our revenue is coming currently from China, where we are also generating a big part of our profit. As you know, China is the fastest growing market. There we are number one since 9 years with a market share in the range of 30% and still growing rapidly in this environment. On the attack side, clearly it's the SMB market, where we are growing since 2009. I will show you the numbers and what we changed. And the consumer side, which we have started in selective countries in Europe. It's currently Germany and it's UK. And there it's important that we're accelerating the growth in the consumer environment, that we have a stable business, and then we will implement the consumer business also in other countries. You see here the growth of Lenovo. The last 5 quarters we were growing the fastest in the PC companies. We were growing the fastest compared to the other PC vendors. This is an important fact. And the second point is, since 7 quarters, we are outgrowing the market. You see the IDC table, where we are currently number 4 with 10.4% market share, growing faster than the market. And you see also the comparison to the other vendors to see the performance here. So what have we changed behind the scenes since 2009? Let's have a look on the products. There it was important that we have the right products, the right specs, and there we were working very tight with the channel to ensure that we have the right products in the channel. This was the first change. The second change was on the incentive programs. We changed the incentive programs. We have richer incentives to earn. Then we have the channel organization. We put a lot of people into the channel organization to ensure that we have the right and the good coverage of the channel. Then on the margin opportunities, clearly, the high-end products, clearly, services, and here I'm talking about warranty services and the options where you can gain a lot of margin. Then on the marketing side, here it's important we are focused on really generating demand. So we are very sensible on the return of investment. We are very sensitive on making sure that we have the right actions in place. And there where we have the right actions in place and we see the return, we are accelerating growth by increasing the funds in those environments. So very focused in this environment. And then on the rebate payment, there it's important that we pay fast, and there we have optimized during the last quarters strongly. So for example, the second tier reseller, we pay directly, not anymore through the distribution, but also on the claiming side of the distribution, we are making sure that we are improving quarter by quarter to ensure that you get the money as soon as possible. Here it's proving what we changed in 2009 in Q3. We changed the programs, and I see those are the fiscal years. We start the fiscal year at April 1st, and you see we increased the incentive payment, and since then we are really growing faster than the market. Important subject are the products. For us it's important that the products are seen as premium products. I would pretend on the Think environment we have achieved that. But important is now in the consumer environment that we really create the same image, that we establish a premium product also in the consumer environment. Second point is that we are ensuring that we have the right product per customer segment. So we added additional products in the SMB market. You see this one. This is the ThinkPad Edge. This is a product which is targeting the SMB program. Important for us are innovation and quality. Okay, what were the benefits for the channel in 2010? For sure, it's the simplified sales engagement. We have one contact person for the channel, and he's making sure that this channel has everything which he needs to be successful. What is also very important is that we plan the business together. So for the focus reseller and also for the distribution, we have plan established where we define the aspirational goal and we define the actions to achieve those goals. Then the high inventory turns there we optimized by making sure that the products which are on stock are can also be used for the project business, so that we have a single inventory for the transactional business, which is generated through marketing demand generation actions, and the project business. Then better margin opportunities by improving the programs and making sure that they are richer. Goal here is clearly that you are doing profitable business with us, that you are earning money, that you are able to achieve the targets with us by making sure with us together to define the actions to make it happen. Then better cash than ever. Here it's important about the actions where we said, okay, we want to pay the second tiers directly, not that the distributor has to take the money first in the hand, pay the second tiers, and then wait till he gets the money from us. Another point is we have extended the payment terms for the distribution based on the target achievement of the prior quarter, and there also he can optimize his cash. And reduce SG&A is mainly due to the topic that we are paying the second tiers directly. Now the focus actions for 2011, for sure, enrich more and more the value proposition of Lenovo. Then gain speed. This is extremely important. As we have most of the employees since 2009, we are training the people really to get more efficient and together with the channel to make sure that we are going fast and do not have issues in losing time. So ease of doing business is an important topic on this subject. Then for sure continue to innovate our products. You saw it, one chart. This is one of the main focus on the products, innovation. Then performance, you saw the performance, and here it's important that we continue this growth, and I think Lenovo is in good shape. Having a look that the enterprise business starts to gain momentum again, is ramping up. So with the installed base, there I'm looking forward really to see additional growth. On the SMB, I think there we have proven during the last quarters that we are doing the right thing, and on the consumer, we are just starting. We are just starting, as I said, in Western Europe, 2 countries currently. We will replicate, and there it's 50% of the business, and this is in front of us. Okay, I hope I could give you a quick overview about Lenovo. I'm also here till tomorrow morning, so if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert, thank you very much. We go from networking to PCs now to printing. The next and final voice is part of our PowerHour series this morning. I want to welcome to the stage from Lexmark, François Feuillet. François?
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. Hello, good morning. I've got lots of challenges, is that lots of people left already the room, so I've got to be convincing that you stay a bit longer, at least for 10 minutes. And the second one is that through all the presentations, lots of what I'm going to say have been said. So for example, if I say that 20 years ago we were part of IBM and we started a company out of part of IBM and all the IBM employees went to a place. I think we heard that before. Not 5 years ago, but it's 20 years ago. And I wish all the same success to Lenovo that we had for the last 20 years in Lexmark. The other point is that, for me, it's my 6 years of DISTREE, which proves that I'm faithful to DISTREE. But why am I faithful to DISTREE? Is that Lexmark, we never left the distribution. We never left the channel, even during bad times, is that we always kept the partnership with the channel. Okay, and that is the philosophy of Lexmark, is that we trust, we believe, and we really want to work with the channel. Okay, so I'll try to go in that direction. I was very interested in listening to Peter from Forrester. For that reason, is that, that's our Lexmark analysis of the situation of the channel. And if you read it carefully, I don't want to read all the lines, but then it's also part of what Forrester analyzed in terms of what is the situation with the channel. Skills, we understand that, keeping the customers, what is making the differentiator to win customers, what's the problem of losing revenue because the hardware is dropping, and what is the technological evolution. And it's true that on the printing industry, you can't say that it's really perceived as something very funny in terms of products. It's not as nice as the laptops. It's not as nice as all the nice devices that you saw yesterday in the 60 seconds. It's not a product that is fun as such. Through the presentation yesterday, I tried to show that we can be inventive, innovative, and we sometimes can have something sexy in terms of look. But still, it's a printer. So what do we do? How do we differentiate our offer, our support to the channel to make things happen? First of all, is that we're going to announce in March this year a specific product line for the value-added channel. We want to differentiate the flow of printing to the value-added printing, which means that maybe it's going to be a surprise, but the price of the hardware will be higher, but parallel to the price of the hardware, we'll have a lower price on the supplies, and you all know that the supplies is important in the negotiation with customers in terms of cost per page or cost of ownership and everything. And so we are going the other way around, is that we increase the price of the hardware and we lower the price of the supplies, but we help you to sign contracts for 5 years if possible, which is that we expand your possibility to keep a revenue, a constant revenue. And that range and that program will be announced in March this year. And it's going exactly in the direction to stabilize the profit, keep the customers, even with the printing, environment. So the other point is that can we be innovative? And I think that from the demonstration I made yesterday and the product I showed yesterday is in the top middle of the chart. Well, that product was awarded in the innovation in CES in January, okay? Because the look and the flash can technology made something different, but it's not the only case. And you see through all those awards that we are still leading and we are still investing in the technology of printing, on the pure printing approach. So in terms of technology, speed, look, we are going there and we keep on going. It's not a dead product and it's not a dead activity. Sorry. No. There's some charts missing in the... There are missing slides. Okay. Anyway, okay. Technology. So, what I wanted to say is that the exclusive products, you will have a cost per page and you will be supported in selling cost per page. That's the stuff I wanted to show, and that's definitely a discussion we can have with you, with the partners, to really talk about how we can keep the customers and how we can sustain the profitability over the years. The productivity tool. We are not only hardware, but we are also solution and services supporters. We can offer you either direct or indirect some solutions that you can either download, that the customer can download, that you can invoice, or that you can just give away. We've got the whole spectrum of solutions to feed or to fill in the printers or in the environment of the printing. And that is also something dedicated to this partnership. The service offering, we will have specific service supports for that kind of activity and for the specific customers that you want to work with. And this exclusive offer, we think that, and as Peter said, with the reshuffling of the channel industry, with maybe the narrowing, because some people won't be there maybe in some years, we think that our offer is helping for the ones that want to evolve to just volume selling to value selling. We've got a whole range between product, solutions, services, technology, and our business approach, we can help you to survive, we can help you to better sales, to make better profitability. On top of that, our approach is also that for those partners, we think that we can share the skills. And it was also very interesting in terms of, in the presentation, is that the vendors must help the channel in terms of skill, in terms of selling skills and in terms of support. It's also what is part of those programs is that you have one-to-one, face-to-face salespeople that can help you in the decision and that can help you in terms of knowing how to sell better. And as I said, even if it's printing, even if it's printer, we can do things better. So that's the overall offer, and that's we think as Lexmark that we can help you in develop for the future. Thank you.